Hey, hey, here we are. Here we are with a new setup. You can see a fancy little device behind me, which I'm not going to fuck with right now because I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. I've never had one of these devices where I can control the audio like externally from my computer, so I'm still learning how to use that thing. But I think I've balanced this mic pretty well, so it's a lot more hearable. We are using an XLR connection now, so no more USB. I mean, this I'll show right here. This is what I've been using as a connection. With a Blue Yeti mic for podcast 572 and for YouTube videos for probably the last 2 to 3 years, and I've had to replace this stupid cable probably at least 6 times. And I finally just decided the other day, I'm like, I'm tired of replacing this stupid cable. And I don't think it's the cable, to be fair. I think it's the connection of the USB port on the actual microphone. I've had to replace that mic once before as well. So I just decided, what if you're gonna do this shit? We've already, 59 episodes into a podcast over the course of like 3 years. So, why not splurge a little bit and get something that's hopefully going to last. So, with that being said, we're gonna just hang out this evening and play some of my latest obsession. I did this last week for whatever reason. The stream like disappeared from YouTube. I got like your typical generic response from YouTube, like we're investigating it, but I've never heard like an official thing back from them. So I'm assuming I'm probably not going to at this point. That's fine. I'll just do it again. So I'm not that petty. Or am I? I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a look at Supermarket Simulator, a game that I've put, as of this recording, according to Steam, 42.6 hours. I've played this game since I got it, which was like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. We're gonna jump right into it here. And we're gonna have some fun with Supermarket Simulator. Let me go ahead and get it booted up here. Pretty rad game. It's a pretty rad game. Had a lot of fun with it. So this game is early access. You can see some of the upcoming updates they're going to do here. Moving items without boxes, door interactions, detailed settings menu, cleaning, customization, more decorations and furnitures. Wow, they added more to this since last time I looked. Self-checkout counters. That's kind of cool. Detailed economy app to see price changes, customer statistics, inventory, and set all prices. I like that. That's fucking cool. Shoplifters. Hell yeah. Hell yes. I'm super into that. They're gonna add that as an element to this game. That fucking rules. Security guards, CCTVs, and anti-theft doors, expiration dates for items, putting items on sale to attract more customers. I already do that manually, but okay. Online orders and delivery around the city. Bigger city to travel and deliver around. Random wholesale offers to sell lots of products at lower prices for instant income. Veggies and fruits and weighing them to sell. That's badass. Complete day cycle to run your store at nights too. I'm super into that. And the final one, purchasing goods from a local market at lower cost to physically going to. Okay. All of these updates sound fucking fantastic. I'm super into the shoplifter one because that's great. You'll see this game, it has a uncapped frame rate. I can't run it any higher than 60, but it goes all over the place. And a lot of it is there's so much shit going on when you have people. You'll see when I start here. You have so much shit going on. So this is my store. I'm just gonna explain this game because I think anybody that watching this is gonna be like, what the fuck is simulator, this supermarket simulator game this guy's so hard about. This game has destroyed my life for 3 weeks. I'm not lying. Like, I should be done with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm to the part where I'm gonna go on the date finally, so I'm getting close to the end of the game. But for some fucking reason, every day I wake up and I'm like, if it's a weekend and I'm not working, I want to get it. I come in here and I play. I say to myself, I'll play like a day of Supermarket Simulator, and I lose like 2 hours, and then during the week when I get done with work, I pretty much boot that computer down, boot this one up, and I just play an hour. Like, it's just addicting. I don't know what to say. Like, these simulator games, I always enjoy them, but like this one has really captivated me way more than some of the other ones. It's just fun. And you'll see here, I think I moved the thing in here. There's quite a bit. Like, obviously got to pay your bills daily. Your people automatically get paid. As far as sections, I still have 23 sections to add, or I'm on section 8 of 23 to add. They just get really expensive, and I really want to grow it more. I've actually completely maxed out this storage room. This is as big as you can make it. Obviously, I could buy more racks and stuff, and then you can hire these dudes right here. This is your stock crew. I would love if, like, what I need an update for, and if any developer for whatever reason watched this stream, let these people smoke or something. I want to see these people, like, when they're not doing their shit, just hard out here, just fucking chain smoking. That's what I want to see. Make it real to life. I have 3 cashiers, and then I just added a 4th one so I could start ringing people out again because kind of missed that. And then, yeah, it's just literally you run your own fucking supermarket. You set the prices. You buy the items. You have to get licenses for different... So, like, for example, product licenses, I still got quite a ways to go. The next one, I think, is 56. Yeah, I have to be level 42. I'm level 40, so we're almost level 41, so we're getting there. The other thing that's fucking crazy about this game, the city. The city is huge as fuck. Like, you can literally leave your supermarket and just fucking walk. I mean, big for a game that is just about one little building. Yeah, like it's pretty big. You can just walk around, man. Again, it's not as big as you think, but like, I wouldn't expect them to have detailed this much. So, and yeah, it goes up a block that way too. But here's your supermarket. I hope you can maybe name it at some point. I think that would be kind of badass. Right now I'm trying to hit 20 grand so I can buy the next section and not like have zero money. Because I want to expand a little bit further, and I think it's probably going to be on this end, but I want to be able to make more of a checkout area, because this is a fucking shit show right now with one checkout here, one there, and then this one I just added. It's hell on earth. You'll see as the day begins, but let's and these boxes on the floor serve a purpose. Let's buy some shit. Problem with moving this thing out here is I'm not in there, and that's why that update's going to be really legit, because seeing on here like, hey, you're low on this item is going to make shit a lot better, because right now this fucking sucks, having to go back in there constantly. Another thing too that'd be nice, like these 3 dudes that are my stalkers, they won't touch shit until it hits the thing. Watch, like, let's see, let's make sure I have a tag for this. Okay, so there's a spot for it out here. Watch this. I'm going to throw this down. One of them will immediately go, oh, shit, something to do. And he'll go stock that shit. But, like, I feel like these dudes should help when this shit gets delivered. Maybe that'll be in a future update. I don't know. I don't even know if they could program it that way. But, like, come on, man. Help me out here. See, he'll stock that shit. Now he goes back in. There's probably a little bit left, throws that shit out, and then he goes back out for another smoke break. Or at least that's what I have in my head. That's what I want to see. I'd love to see this game come to console as well when it's done. I think that'd be cool as hell. Um, I mean, I'm someone we've talked about on the channel. Like, I've enjoyed some of the other simulator games that have come out. Need to buy some peanut butter and honey. The police one was pretty cool. I don't know. I just get obsessed with these ones, but this is the one that's really hit like the hardest for me, where I'm like, oh, this is good, man. I'm digging this. Buy some of that. We'll buy another beer. I always forget where the peanut butter is on here. All right. Now we got some stuff to stock. I don't know if we need a bleach or not. Yeah, we did actually, so. Probably could have bought two. That's okay. I'm trying to divide my store up into like sections that make sense now, because for the longest time I've just been like, fuck it, put it wherever you want, and like that's, I don't know. Now I'm like, let's get legit about it. It's, even though it's a fucking video game, like, let's get legit about this store I'm running. All right, throw that on the shelf. I say that as I put, you know, shit on these shelves randomly in the storage room. The other thing that's cool too is like, so time, as you can see in the upper like right hand corner, like time does not start for the store until I hit this button and open the store. So you're just, you know, time stands still as you stock. You know, like real life, right? I do like that though. At some point you gotta have a little fun to the realism. You know? There was one other thing I, what is it? Peanut butter. Wow, we were really low on peanut butter. We're gonna have to buy, okay. Buy two more. What else should I buy? We do some oil. That went down. It does at least tell you, like, hey, the market value for this went down. This cheese market value went up. But it's going to be nice when they have that updated where you can just go to the computer and be like, okay, you're low on this, you're low on that. Order your shit, you know, then I don't have to keep running back and forth. And I think, too, if you're going to make a change where it has a full day and night cycle, I doubt it stops time at that point, and so you kind of have to do it that way. That's a cool update that I think is pretty cool. Yeah, somebody was yelling the last day I played here. Some more of that, and that. You can only get up to 10 packages at once, and I think that's just like a limitation of how their, you know, how their game is designed. That's my guess. I guess we need to buy some more chocolate. Ooh, boy. I've had some people ask me to, in the last week or so, like, when are you going to do a review of the Fallout show? And, I'm getting to it. My girlfriend actually wants to watch it, but we kind of discussed, hey, we should probably finish Invincible first, because we were like 3 episodes into season 2, and then I said, and that was like back in the fall, and I was like, fuck it, we'll just wait till it's all up, since they were doing a split season. And now that it's all out, she was like, "Well, I don't want to watch something new until we finish that for that kind of stuff." And I was like, "All right." So we kind of blew through that this weekend, and which is fine. We're done with that now. And like, Invincible is a great show. Really, really, really good. You know, when I first started it, I was like, I was kind of on the fence of like an hour. You know, a cartoon that's an hour long, it seems kind of insane when you think about it, but it works for that show. There's a lot that happens in an hour of that show. Very well done, but yeah, to answer that question, I will do probably like a YouTube short review of Fallout, unless I feel like it needs me to talk about it longer than 60 seconds. But we are planning on starting that this week. I just haven't had time. In all honesty, and like I've been dealing with we have some personal things going on. Not to mention a lot of animal issues with the dog right now that we're trying to resolve as best that we can. So that's never fun. And I'll be honest, a lot of time has been taken up doing that. I will say I have recommitted to getting out, and why you guys know, for anybody who's followed my channel for the last 7 years, I definitely used to be a lot skinnier. I had, when I started this channel, I had lost like 80-90 pounds right when I had started the channel, due to some gallbladder related issues, and was fine for a couple of years. Then I ended up having to have that thing out, which was not really a big deal. I'll tell anybody like that surgery's not a big deal. It's whatever. But then that surgery because of the way it was done, with like the way that they, I guess for a better lack of a term, they suck it out with a tube, left a hole, and that was just an easy target for me to develop a hernia. And so because of that surgery, I developed a hernia, which sucked ass, and I will say that was a disaster. And because of that, I had a lot of problems in 2020/2021 was not a good 2-year period for me, and yeah, so that kind of spiraled me into several health issues. You know, now I'm diabetic. I always knew that was going to happen. I come from, my dad's side of my family is, diabetic. I just kind of accepted it, that someday it would come. It did. I manage it pretty well, but I could be better. And walking's a big part of it. That I just, I was a consistent motherfucker. I'll say that. Like I every day, rain or shine, I would get out there. I would do 4 to 5 miles. And then the hernia surgery is kind of what killed it for me, because I had to recover from that, and recovery from that was hell on earth. It was terrible. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. Like it's such a fucking terrible surgery. They say like, it's you just, and maybe again it could have just been me. Maybe I'm a pussy. I don't know, but for me it was horrible, and I developed a lot. I had a lot of issues because of it. I developed some anxiety and stuff from it too, but yeah, it was like that hit. My girlfriend and I bought this house. That hit within 3 months of me having that surgery, and like a lot of just like big, huge life events happened, and it just was enough of a recipe for me to get off of track for a while. So I gained some of that weight back, and now like her and I have been talking a lot, and we're like, we really want to, because she's in the same boat, and we're both like, we need to start getting out there and committing again to it instead of, you know, fucking around. So yeah, so this last week I've pretty much every day I've been able to get out. I ain't walking 5 miles, but I'm gonna work up to it again. It's gonna take time. I'm nowhere near the shape that I was, you know, 5 years ago. I'll say that, like, which is sad. I'll I'll say this, like, we went to Midwest Gaming Classic last weekend, and like when I went in 2019, man, I did laps around that thing and I was fine. This time by about 2 o'clock, I was done for the. I'm like, I want to be done, and we kind of collectively as a group were like, yeah, we're good, but like I silently was like really having a hard time towards the end of that, and that was kind of my sign of like, man, I really need to get back on track. So yeah, we got nice weather here in the Midwest right now, and yeah, we're getting there. We are gonna get there. That the flip side of that is my dog. She's having a really hard time, and we're still not sure the ins and outs of her situation. I guess this stream is gonna be coming to like life updates behind the scene of Marvel Gallery, but basically, like, maybe right around the turn of the year here, she started to have incompetence, and which is odd for her. She's never had that problem. Like, if she's ever like had an accident in the house, it's because one of us just forgot to let her out, which happens from time to time. But like, she's like, as far as any dog I've ever known, like, a bladder of iron. Like, it's insane how many hours this dog could go without having to go outside. So all of a sudden this starts happening, and it's like, you know, it's the kind of thing where you realize like the dog doesn't even know what's happening. You know, like we have a couch that we have to get rid of now because she's basically destroyed it. Like, it's not salvageable. The couch that I had in here that you guys saw for the longest time, I've moved out of this office. I wanted to rearrange this office and have a better backdrop anyways, because I don't think this backdrop's that great. Or the one I had before it. And I was tired of looking at a messy couch anyways in this office, so I moved that thing myself, which I fucking regretted immediately, but I moved that couch by myself, which I didn't feel until about 2 days later, and then my body was like, you shouldn't have fucking done that. And that sucked. That was unpleasant, but yeah. So I don't have a couch in this office anymore, and you guys can't see it, but I've got like my TV and stuff behind me. I've got my guitar stuff over here. Over here you have the 2 shelves that my girlfriend built that I have all my stuff in. Behind me you have my favorite guitar, which is my 61 SG reproduction, or whatever you're gonna call it. So yeah, I got wall hangers coming to hang some more stuff there. But I like this a lot better. I also like being by this window because this is also my work office, so I can at least look out the window during the day. So yeah, much better. All right, we're gonna just buy a bunch of flour and try and fill out that thing, and then I think we're gonna open the store. I like when this stuff gets delivered and it falls. As far as game stuff goes on the channel, well, I should probably finish and I should probably continue the story of my dog, but let's do that first. and then I'll talk about game stuff on the channel. So anyways, we started with that, right? Like the dog, she started having some issues, you know, that's kind of weird, whatever. And this goes on for a couple weeks, and then there was a week where she was fine. And like just when we're to the point where my girlfriend's a vet tech, so like she knows when it's time to bring an animal to the vet. And you know, we were getting close to that point, and then it was like, well, now she's better this week, so maybe we'll hold off and we'll see what happens. And so that's what we ended up doing, and she was fine for like a week. And then it started up again. So I'm like, all right, like at this point, and like I said, I mean, the thing, not to be incredibly graphic about it, but it's like the dog will lay somewhere, like it could be the floor, could be the couch, whatever. She won't even know it happens. It just happens, and all of a sudden there's a puddle. And my dog is a lab pit mix, so she's big dog. And so when I say she, you know, she's leaving a puddle, it's a lot of piss. It's not a small amount. So, which, you know, nobody wants that to happen. Wow, that went up in price, huh? Interesting. So we got to that point where I'm like, all right, no, I don't think this is getting better. Yeah, she should probably go in and be looked at. So let's flip on the light and start. So my girlfriend took her in. I think we first took her to our regular vet, not the place that she works, because that place she works is a hardcore vet emergency center, and we didn't want to go that route to begin with. So we took her in, whatever. They were like they thought it was something specific, but they weren't sure. Her tests, of course, are inconclusive. They say, "Oh well, we think that she has a we think that she might have a bladder infection or UTI." Gave her some medication. Cool. Doesn't get better. You know, we give her the 2 weeks of medication. Never gets better. You're going to see the frame rate tank a lot here, because when people start coming in, it gets wild. So I'm sitting out here. So we do that. Whatever. Sure. Cool. 2 weeks go by. It's still not good. You know, then we have to set up, you know, we get to the point where this just keeps continuing. And, you know, we're both getting frustrated about it, you know, because we basically, at this point, we have to block her out. Like, I can't just leave her out in my living room, like on whatever, you know, sofa or couch or chair she wants to be on, because she's going to destroy it. So we have her confined to a specific area with a tarp, so that if she does have an accident, it's very easily cleaned up. It's not like, you know, that like this couch that's literally destroyed, we're going to have to haul out and throw out when this is done. It sucks. Even though I have never cleaned a couch of any kind in my life so many fucking times as I've cleaned this couch. Like, it's ridiculous, but no, it doesn't matter. It's not salvageable. Here, let's do some checkout. So then we had to set up an appointment for where my girlfriend works for internal medicine, right? Internal medicine, you know, you have to wait to get that appointment. It's pretty lengthy wait. So she had that, I think, at the end of April. No, we're not even at the end of March, beginning of April. She finally had that appointment. They have maybe pinpointed what the problem is. They gave us a different medication that might fix it. I will say, the medication she's on right now, it is better. It's not 100%, but the other problem she has on top of the urination is this extreme thirst. She's not diabetic. They've done so many blood tests on this poor dog that I mean, I would have a hard time because I'm terrible with blood. They've done so many blood tests on her. She's not diabetic, but she has, it's like a vampire. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you will put down a bowl of water, she will drink it, and then she'll be licking it. If there's any kind of moisture on the ground, if you take her for a walk, she will try to drink the moisture. Like, if there's if it rained and there's a puddle, she'll try to drink that. Like, there's something not right, you know, when you look at that. So it's really, really something. Or get out. We're out of that sugar. So yeah, we're still working on it. We'll see what happens. On the flip side of that, I've said on the channel, I didn't plan on having as many cats as we do, but that's the situation we're in. So having 5 cats and a big dog in a moderately sized house is quite a bit, man. Let's see. It can be a lot, man. Thankfully, all our cats are healthy. Not having any problems there. So, that's good. That probably killed this conversation probably killed anybody that was watching this. So, let's talk about channel plans and what's going on. So, I mentioned before, I talked about it last week. Podcast 572. We are expanding it to a video podcast starting with the next episode, which I believe is episode 59. Maybe it's episode 60. I'm bad at that. I should know this. It's time. I've wanted to do it for a while, but I've never really investigated what the capabilities with the software that I use is. Found out I have a lot I can do. I know it's going to grow the podcast even more than it already has. It's another outlet for our podcast. 85. There we go, dude. Oh, we got a lot of people. Well, give me a credit card, man. Come on. 30, 50, 71. You can shortchange people. They'll get pissed, but you cannot ring them up on a credit card incorrectly. It won't let you. But wow, nobody wants to 5, 8, 5, 9, 5. Boom, get out. Here we go. 1, 65. Wow. Put up a sign. You people need to get back to work. Anyways. So channel news. What's going on with the channel? So the podcast, like I said, we're gonna go video. We're not doing it live. That's one thing for now we're not gonna do because I'm not ready to do that live. I have enough anxiety just doing live streams, so I don't stream very often on the channel. I stick to videos more often, but maybe at some point, maybe when we get to episode 100 or something, we'll do a live stream for the podcast. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just there's a lot of work that has to go into that. So, but that's one of the biggest things, which is why I updated, the microphone and stuff as well. A lot of it was, there was a lot of crackling I was able to fix in post for the podcast, and I've been able to do that for videos as well. But obviously I can't do that for a live stream, and so you guys probably heard on my stream last week when I was testing those games, yeah, that microphone sounded like shit. So, not to mention I'm a dumbass and forget to unmute my mic sometimes. But yeah, so that's probably the biggest thing coming up on the channel. Also, when I do finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which hopefully will be in the next week, I will do a full video review on it. That is a game I do want to do a full video review on and discuss in greater detail. And then after that, I don't know. I have Dragon's Dogma on PC. I'll probably mess around with that a little bit. I am going to play Stellar Blade. I thought the demo was pretty cool. And, but we're in this weird time period right now where, for the year where there's, nothing really major coming out that's oh, fuck, I gotta play that and review it for the channel. Not really, man. It's really weird. So it's led me to think about other ideas for the channel. And I can't remember. I think I announced this on the stream last week, but in addition to some of the updates that I talked about in that update video, I'm also going to bring back my Xbox 360 show, The Greatest Generation, which I only did for like the first year of this channel, which is kind of wild. Are we good now? Can we close the store? No, we still got to wait for a guy. I think this is the last guy. If you close the store early, you do not get those sales, which I think is trash. But yeah, as I was saying, I want to bring that back. As far as episodes of that, we did, I did Dead Rising, I did Oblivion, I did the original Prey from 2006, Condemned. I did some pretty good 360 era games, but I have such a massive collection for 360 now compared to 7-8 years ago when the channel started. So I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I want to do that. So I'm not going to make some crazy promise like, once a month we'll have an episode of that or anything like that. I'm not putting a thing on it, but something I'm going to work on in the background. And let's see. Whoop, wrong one. We can pay it off. And I have been thinking about taking this $5,000 loan, but it's a pretty big payoff. I don't know. Man. Let's see. I kind of want to just run another day without stocking. I know people are going to get pissed off. Is there anything I absolutely need, though? Let's see. I do need brown sugar because people are bitching. I don't know why that's on, but it is. Yeah, we'll buy 2 of each. Because people are like, where's the sugar? Sugar's here, bitch. Like, yeah, we'll shove it right here. Yeah, that's something that I've wanted to do for a while. I actually was thinking about, instead of doing this tonight, I was gonna drag the 360 in here and set it up and test those games, but I realized I'm like, 2 of the 4 360 games I got at the convention, it doesn't matter because they're backwards compatible for the Series X. So like, even if the disc doesn't work very great, it's still gonna just use it as an unlock disc. So just so it checks that I have the license. So not really a big deal. I should just make this all powdered sugar over here. I just realized that. Let's do that. So yeah, I'm excited to bring that back. As far as what the first game of that, I haven't decided yet. Still thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look, man. I have a lot of options now. Like, I won't revisit any ones that I already did. I thought about it, and then I went. The funny thing is, I thought about it, and I was like, I could go back and I could redo. This would be an opportunity for me to like redo something. So like, if there was something I did that I don't care for, but I'll be honest, I watched like 3 or 4 of those, and like, they kind of have actually held up compared to some of my other earlier YouTube videos. So I was like, let's leave it. If you don't take these tags down and you get more of that stuff, those restockers will restock it with that shit. Eggs are okay. We are completely out of orange juice, so let's buy some orange juice. It is so warm here where I live. And I had to sit here before stream. That's why I delayed starting to stream a little bit. I had to sit here and fuck around with the gain on this mic because I have to run the AC unit in this room. It is so hot outside. It hit 80 degrees here, which is insane for April. I feel like it's probably happened before, but like it's still ridiculous. And because of that, because this room has, you know, big screen TV behind me, I have a server I run 24/7. This computer, you know, guitar stuff, it gets hot. Like I don't have to really put the heat on in the winter. I'll share a secret here. My heat duct that I have for this room is actually covered up because I don't want heat coming in here for the winter. So I have this like thing that directs it a different way. So yeah, because otherwise you're gonna roast in here, man. Nice in the winter, not great in the summer. So no, and then the other thing that scared me is so we went to the Midwest Gaming Classic, and that was the first time I've been to one in 5 years. We haven't been since 2019. You know, we bought our tickets for 2020, then COVID hit. We didn't go for the next like 2 to 3 years, and then last year we were all set to go. We were all excited, and then both her and I got COVID, so we couldn't go, which was a massive bummer. And then so finally this year the stars aligned. We've had these holdover tickets for 5 years, 4 years, and finally this year the stars aligned. And like you guys saw in my like you guys saw in that stream, like I you know, I went with a set amount of money I took. I didn't even spend the amount of money that I took with me. And I walked away really, really, really fucking happy with what I got. And but where I'm going with this is they had some YouTubers there. They had John Hancock, John Riggs. You know, they're pretty famous for. They have their own channels and stuff, but also they hang out with Metal Jesus a lot, who was at the convention last year, and I think he was gonna be this year, but then he had some sort of health related thing and was unable to attend. But my girlfriend is a huge fan of the Nostalgia Critic, who's, you know, from the Chicago area. We live in the Chicago area. And I am a huge fan of the Cinema Snob, which is part of Channel Awesome. I get they're friends, but I think they both are part of Channel Awesome. And so she's always very like shy and like I don't, you know, she never wants to go up and bother anybody. But I was like, we were walking around and like to be fair, at this thing I fully expected her to be a line. Like Nostalgia Critic, like he's pretty big time YouTuber. But man, I will say there was not really a line. And I walked right up and I talked to the Cinema Snob. I believe his name is Brad. And we just had normal conversations. Honestly, one of the coolest like YouTuber celebrities I've ever met. I bought his book, which he signed, which I have here. Like just incredibly down to earth person. Like we had a conversation about that first Omen movie that just came out. So he's a really cool dude. But the reason I bring it up is so Monday we come back, and then Monday I see he puts up. He's doing a podcast, and because he does a podcast like once a week where he just kind of talks about his week and stuff, and he puts up Brad tries COVID again, and I'm like, oh fuck no. And I'm just immediately my heart sank, and I'm like, oh man, I shook that dude's hand twice. I bought his book. I'm like, man, if I get COVID again, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. But no, I watched the stream. No, he actually had it before, then tested negative before he went to the convention. So thank God. So I'm like, man, you know, and your body plays tricks on you when you hear that too, because then immediately I'm like, oh, maybe I am getting sick. And, you know, no. Thank God that was not the case. Everything is okay there. Let's go ahead and open the store. Turn the lights on. For the longest time, I didn't realize I had to put lights in here, and it just was always dark. And now I'm like, oh. We should get some more. That stuff sells really fast. Well, then on the flip side of that, too, like, I also have, like, when we get to this time of the year, where it's like temperatures are up and down, I always get sick. You can hear it right now, like it's between, you know, everything's budding, and I'm sure I have some sort of allergies. I should probably be tested again. I did when I was a kid, so. But yeah, like I felt like shit, and then I was like so certain when I saw that at first. I'm like, oh man, I probably have COVID. That'll explain it all. No. So thank God I didn't get COVID, but boy, that scared the fuck out of me. Like, I was so terrified to have that again. It's not fun. Like, as someone who's vaccinated, it's still like so unpleasant. I couldn't imagine having had to have it not being vaccinated, but I dodged that. I dodged it for what, 3 years before we inevitably had it, but it's like having a worse version of the flu, but it really messes with like how your body aches and stuff. Like, it's terrible. For me, it was like, where's the milk? Here we go. For me, it was like I had, when I had it, and this was a year ago, my girlfriend had it first. And we were like, I don't know. And she, like, my girlfriend very rarely ever gets sick. And she's just like, yeah, I'm not feeling good. I don't know. Maybe I got it. And finally, I'm like, let me go get I'll go get COVID tests and bring them back. She does it, and she's positive. And I, you know, was so optimistic of like, well, I'll stay in my office. She'll hang out in the upstairs bedroom. I'll be fine. I'm not gonna get it. No, about 3 days later, I started having the symptoms, and wham, that thing. It was like that Sunday night. I was like, all right, I'll take the test, and we'll see. And yeah, I thought we still had some milk left. I take that test, and yeah, I had it, and it hits you like a freight train. I was asleep the first like day and a half. I kid not, like all I did was sleep. I didn't want to eat anything, which that was when I had recently been diagnosed as diabetic. So my girlfriend, like, it worked out okay. Where like she had it enough up to the point that like she was at least moving around and stuff, and now I'm having the worst of it. So she was at least able to take care of me, like I was able to take care of her through it. But she's like trying to force feed me, and I'm like, I don't want to eat anything. Like, it's so awful. And I spent like I literally slept for like a day and a half, and it fucked with my sleep schedule. Then I'm like, I wake up one day, or like I think the third day is like I stayed up until like 5 o'clock in the morning because I just couldn't sleep because I was just rested. I'm like, I'm not tired, which I just sat and watched a shit ton of Law and Order. So, but yeah, the aches, everything about it. It sucks. It's awful. So. I was so relieved when that guy's like, no, I had it, no, I don't anymore. I'm like, oh, thank God. I don't want to go through that again. So it's just not fun. I'm gonna try playing it. I don't think it'll work. Let's see if it works. I don't think it works. Yeah, like, so this mixer thing, I was able to add clips because I was like, oh, we can add some clips to the podcast, and like, I have to sit down and mess around with it and get it to work. I haven't figured it out yet. I will this week. Jeez, me. But I gotta say, this mic is so much better. If you have not watched my most recent video that I put up yet, I highly encourage you to do so. I've been skating the line of doing a video and talking about Gamergate 2.0 and the Sweet Baby controversy. We've talked about it at length on the podcast, which is part of the reason why I'm like, I don't really feel like I need to make a video on it. But it came to a head with me for the reveal of that Star Wars Outlaws game, which, like, I will be honest, up until this most recent trailer, I had a little excitement for it because I'm like, oh, you know what, like, they're gonna do their own thing. I thought that the idea of the character is cool. The idea of playing as a bounty hunter is fucking cool. Here, I'll open my register and try and get these people out of here. The idea of playing as a bounty hunter, I think, is really, really cool. And then, well, yes, there's an argument to be made at the uglification of that character, especially when you do a side-by-side of what that actress looks like versus what the fuck is going on in the game. That's not the reason I'm put down on that game, though. Like, as much as I think it's stupid that they made her look uglier than her actual real-life actress, it's the fact that, once again, we're taking Star Wars and setting it during the original trilogy, because we can't get away from legacy stuff, even though we just put out a trilogy that fucking destroyed those legacy characters of Luke, Han, and Leia. So, I don't understand. Because it's like Disney... It's like Disney thinks, hell yeah, man, like, we'll fucking, ruin these characters because we want you to like Rey, but then we're going to keep hitting you with these member berries every time we fucking can because, oh shit, we kind of fucked up Star Wars. So, I like this lady's hair glitches, and I think it's funny. It's so glitchy. But yeah, I laugh every time. But yeah, that trailer came out. I watched it. The minute I saw the Han Solo Carbonite shit, I was like, man, what a bummer. That was my immediate reaction was like, man, what a fucking bummer. We have to go that route with it. So I think we'll run one more day and then we'll call it for the stream here, so. Because I am going to try and get a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in me tonight. I've purposely put it off all day because I'm like, I feel like this date sequence I'm up to probably is an extended part. And I'm like, alright, I should probably clear like an hour of time out to do this. So, God, we got to order some cleaning products. Shit. Here we go. Get 12, 1, 2. Bleach. You know what? We ordered 2 of those. I'll order a 3rd one. Why not? Oh, look at the boxes fall. And then they have whatever the fuck, you know. And I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'll combine these two issues into one video. But the Tomb Raider thing, which, again, that at least has somewhat of a chance, because I feel like Crystal Dynamics is putting their toes in some very dangerous water and going, well, let's see how fans react. Let's see if we can get by with doing this. And obviously the backlash has been extreme. So I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. But if that indeed is the direction they want to take Lara Croft, I think a lot of people are checked out on it. It's just, it blatantly goes against what her character is. So she's not, the game is called Tomb Raider, like, not Seeker of Truth. So it's just insane. Insane to change that character after 30 years. So what is the price on these? Let's put it down. See if it sells more. Yeah, let's see if there's any other heavy hitters. Man, somebody's buying a lot of vodka. Holy shit. I guess we're buying vodka. Beer. Buy some kegs. I should probably check the freezers too. At some point I want to rearrange this so that the alcohol freezers are next to this shit. That'll be once I expand the store and have some fucking room here, though. Oh, what am I doing? But yeah, I've actually been hit up on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. You know, with a couple times with DMs asking me from different people that watch the channel, like, are you gonna do a video on Sweet Baby? Like, probably not. I mean, if you listen to the podcast, you already know what my opinion is, and I think it's very obvious that I don't need to lower the price of that shit, that's for sure. Some eggs. And I would say, yeah, we... Eggs. I will be honest, I did at one point shoot a video discussing the original Kotaku article that came out about that, you know, and about what basically kicked off Gamergate 2.0. It's one of the few times I ended up saying no and deleting a video because I just felt that I, first of all, went too hard in the paint, going off on that Kotaku writer, who, I'll be honest, is a crazy fucking person. I'm not going to name names. This person knows who they are. You can go look at it. I mean, if you can look at their Twitter, they're also the kind of person that, you know, fucking locks their Twitter every chance that they get, because they'll say their piece on something. I cannot stand this. This is something I can't stand that happens all the time online, and I think it's fucking childish. But I see this happen all the time, where these people that have these batshit crazy opinions that, you know, normal people don't fucking have, they'll give their bad take on something. Same thing happened with the Resident Evil article that IGN put out. That guy had a extremely bad take on Resident Evil 5. And people obviously roasted the man. I mean, I put out a video because it triggered me, where I'm like, dude, the game's not racist. You're being a fucking moron. And that guy had to private his Twitter because he couldn't handle it. Like, if you're going to make a stance and make an opinion and put out an opinion piece, then fucking defend it. Like that's the thing I would always say. Like, then take your stance and fucking defend it. The problem with these people is that they cannot defend their bad takes because they know they'll get destroyed. And they don't have credible answers. So that's why you see these people run and cower all the time, and they'll hide their Twitter or they'll lock their Twitter, you know, and they'll have conversations with other people that have the same, you know, view as them on something behind the scenes, and then it's always they directly attack. That's the other reason why I didn't put out the video, because I'm like, I don't want to get caught up in the drama if for some dumb fucking reason this specific Kotaku person sees my video, even though I'm an extremely small channel, and then wants to start some, you know, war about it. It's like, I don't want to get involved in that bullshit, like, because it's bullshit. Like, if you're gonna put out and say you have a dumb fucking opinion, I have a right to tell you your opinion fucking sucks. So, and that's what that person, you know, that person was contracted by Sweet Baby to write a hit piece on this person who all they did was create a curator list that says, hey, this Sweet Baby company has worked on these games. Maybe you don't want to play those because you don't agree with what they're doing. That's it. But his list doesn't actually tell you if you should or should not play the games. It just tells you, hey, these are games that they worked on. That's all it does. And the reality of that situation is, which it's mind-blowing to me, is a person that works for Sweet Baby, and I don't even know why I have to say this because it's like so fucking obvious, but a person that works at Sweet Baby, not the main person, saw it, threw a fucking tantrum on Twitter, and basically tried to rally people to get this person not only, you know, get the Steam group that he created taken down, but then get all his games revoked. And it's like, you're going that hard into the paint for something that's not a big deal. Like, all this man did was write a curator list. You're acting like he shot your child or something. And that blew up Gamergate 2.0. So, because what happened was the Sweet Baby obviously didn't like all this attention being put on them. So the lady that runs that place went to Kotaku, you know, greatest website on the internet, right? And was like, hey, can you write this piece, you know, letting people know that what they think we do, we don't actually do. And that writer said, sure, you know, fuck it, whatever. And they wrote the piece on it. And that piece, you know, conveniently leaves out the most important part of that story, which is who actually shot the first shot in Gamergate 2.0. And that's kind of what kicked off Gamergate 2.0. And it's wild and stupid at times. And yes, there are people that have taken it way too fucking far on both sides. Not just their side, but also on the side of the gamer. Like, both sides have taken it too far at times, where it's like, really, man? But I've also been surprised at how many, like, game journalists that I had respect for have come out in defense of this terrible fucking Kotaku writer. And I'm like, wow. My opinion of you has certainly changed. Again, I won't name names, but there's one who currently works for Giant Bomb that I have, you know, somewhat respect for, and I don't really watch Giant Bomb anymore since it's not what it used to be, but I saw them tweet out some support to this person, and I just was like, really? You're gonna plant your flag there, man? Because the comment they made was something like, oh, I don't talk about Gamergate 2.0 because a lot of it's been extremely low effort. It's like, no, it really hasn't. So people have a right to be people have a right to be pissed about what's happening with their video games. And what I've said before And what I'll tell people constantly is like, if you don't like what's going on in modern games, you know, how they're doing some of the stuff that they're doing, then there's a really easy solution. Don't fucking buy them. Stop buying AAA games for 2 years. That's all it'll take. Because what'll happen is they're gonna tank their numbers, and you will watch how fast they throw that shit to the curb because they need to make money. They will pivot so fucking hard and so fucking fast. Because at the end of the day, it's all about making money. So, just wait. I also think it will come to a head because we've seen it come to a head in the movie and film industry, right? Like, look at current modern day Marvel. Look at modern day Disney. Well, Disney's a shit show, but look at Marvel, right? Marvel was on top of the fucking world. 2019, look at how insane Marvel was in 2019. Okay, Endgame. Spider-Man, what was it? Spider-Man Far From Home, right? Because No Way Home was the last one. Captain Marvel, a movie that fucking sucks. A character that probably is pretty cool in the comics, but played horribly by Brie Larson, who's just a dreadful actress. And that movie made $1 billion. Like, that was a time where you could put out any fucking superhero movie and it would easily make $1 billion. Look at fucking Aquaman 1. Aquaman 1 made $1 billion. Hard to remember, you know, when you think about Aquaman 2, but yeah, Aquaman 1 literally made $1 billion at the box office. It's fucking crazy to think about. And that was 5-6 years ago. Now you look at these Marvel, you just look at the only movies that are profitable are horror movies. Like I've said before, the most profitable genre in Hollywood right now for movies, and the only genre that takes fucking risks, is horror. The best movies I watched last year were horror movies. Beau is Afraid is a wild fucking movie that was more original than I think most everything I watched last year. And you know we're in a laughable state of Hollywood and how it's going when a fucking Japanese Godzilla movie can come out and be better than every movie I saw last year. Like, the human element of that movie, the story that they tell in that 2 hours is more compelling than most any other movie I watched last year. Like, I went into that movie going, you know, like, I don't know, it's subtitled, I don't know if I'll get into it. I was gripped until the very end. It's so well done. I need it to come out on 4K. I want to buy it. I want to see it. I want to see it again. Because I didn't see it with my girlfriend, and she wants to see it. And I keep telling her, because, you know, Godzilla X Kong is out. She's kind of written off that series, and I don't blame her. The last one was pretty shitty. I do want to see this one, and I will do a short review of it, because, of course, but it looks terrible. And but I keep telling him, like, just hold out. I keep telling him, like, hold out. You know, when Godzilla -1 is up, like, you're gonna be blown away at how good that movie is. So, yeah, look at the movies that like, you look at Evil Dead Rise, you know, made money. Talk to Me. Hey, again, anything that was horror last year, Five Nights at Freddy's was one of the most successful movies last year. You know, whether you liked it or disliked it, I think the cost on that movie was $25 million. It made over 100. Again, insane profit for those movies. So, I don't blame people, man. Yeah, you can see the frame rate tanking because it's getting wild. We'll open up and help these people out. Um, yeah, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm just. It's led me to go to less movies. I mean, the pandemic killed. I saw more movies in the theater though last year than I have since 2019. We went frequently last year. Part of it too for me was like we moved from where I lived to where we live now, which is about 40 minutes from where I lived. And we do still go back because I have friends and stuff that live, in that town, and we'll go see movies at the theater we used to go to. But here, it took us a while to find a theater that we like going to. And now that we have, and the thing that's fun about it is it's a really cool theater that's genuinely cheaper than most theaters that we go to. So, like, that makes the prospect of going to a movie that much more. So, last movie we saw, wasn't it Ghostbusters? I think it was the last movie we went to the theater. So, my girlfriend and I are gonna go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I will see Furiosa. I have not decided this yet. I kind of want to go see the Alien re-release at the end of this month for the 40th anniversary. I've said before, I'm redoing for hitting 500 subscribers. I'm going to redo my top 10 games and my top 10 movie list of all time, and top 10 movies has changed since the last time I did it. Alien, the original Alien, is my favorite movie of all time now. It just kind of happened one day where I was like, I think, like, it was like one year I watched it like 5 times throughout the year, and I was like, you know what? I think this is my favorite movie of all time now. Whoops. How do I take money back? Oh. 39, 1, 2. Boy, I did terrible there. Everybody wants to pay in cash today. What the fuck? You gonna pay me in card? Come on. Yeah, throw that plastic over here, bitch. Like. Yeah, no, cash. Fuck you. Well, the other reason why I want to go back to doing checking out people too is you have to. Let's show here. In order to hire another cashier, I have to have that many complete checkouts done on my end. So. Ooh, I didn't pay the bills today. Whoops. No, we gotta wait for the day to be done. But yeah, Marvel's been shit this last year. Like, it's been bad the last couple of years, and I mean, I've said before, especially those movies like Thor, Love and Thunder sucked. Excuse me. Doctor Strange, for a multitude of reasons. In fact, I think the only Marvel like movie I enjoyed of the last like 2 phases, Spider-Man No Way Home, obviously a tremendous movie, and Guardians 3 was good because it was ending something that was special. It had something going for it. Even that movie didn't make $1 billion. The Guardians, I think it ended at around 600 million, 6 or 7. Like, it didn't make it. But I think people need to remember too, like, even the last Batman movie with Pattinson, which I loved, I adored that movie, did not make $1 billion. Made 700 million, which is why I think Warner Brothers is kind of iffy on what's going to happen. And I think they're going to use this Penguin show as a litmus test to see, like, all right, do people still care about this interpretation of Batman, or do we just let James Gunn do whatever he's doing? because I still don't think they're going to allow two Batmen to be on screen movie Batman at the same time. It's weird. Because then you get into that weird of like, well, I really like Robert Pattinson Batman, and so really likes whoever the other guy is. Maybe it's Alan Richardson, like people want. Cool, you know. I don't know, but I just don't see. I think it leads to too much confusion, so I don't think it's gonna happen. And I'll be bummed, you know, because I liked Pattinson Batman a lot, but I'll always have that one movie then, you know. We'll update sugar and flour. Not that one. It's probably one we're sold out of. And we're out of the sugar too. Alright, well. We'll go ahead and save it there and exit. So yeah, that's Supermarket Simulator. I think the game rules. I think you guys are probably tired of me rambling a lot tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. As far as stuff coming for the channel, there'll be a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video review soon, as soon as I finish it. And then look forward to the first video podcast for podcast 572, which would be up sometime next weekend. It might take a little bit longer than normal because it'll be the first time I'm sitting down editing video. With that being said too, it's also going to allow me to be able to produce clips of different sections of the show, because I know a lot of people, myself included, consume podcasts that way. So they'll be like, okay, this is the hot topic of the week. All right, so I cut that out to make a clip of it, and you can watch that clip like later in the week or something, or stuff like that. So look forward to that as well. But as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time.